This year for us, we have a big section of Christmas in space. You know, I got Rudolph on a spaceship, so you get all kinds of variety. Well, our first year was in 2013 for the Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights, but it actually started in 2011 when I attended the International Association of Fairs and Expositions Convention, which we're a member of, and there was an educational session put on by a company that does drive-through light parks, and I thought it sounded interesting, so I attended the session, and in that session they said you need roadway, you need electricity, and you need money. Well, we have a 60-acre campground with lots of electrical and lots of roadway, so I checked off 2 of the 3 boxes at that point. And so when I came back from that, sat down with the board of directors for Midwest Old Threshers. We used 2012 as a fundraising method to get donors and sponsors and supporters. And we started in 2013 with our first Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights with 60 light displays at just about a mile. Well, for us, it's the fact that we try to keep a little bit of it fresh every year. And what I mean by that is whether it was the first company or the current company that we lease some of the lights from, and we own a lot of the lights, and they bring in 50% new each year. So we trade them out. So every year it's also a new design. The lights aren't in the same spot. They may be the same ones out here, but they're mixed in with some new ones that have come from the new company or whatever, and so it's a different look every year for the lights. So for us, I have a staff of 6 full-time folks here at Midwest Old Threshers. We run on volunteers, and so for us, the group that goes out and tries to get sponsors every year, the group that comes out and changes light bulbs every year, the group that comes out and helps us set it up and tear it down in just January and February when it's all nasty, snowy and cold, are all volunteers. And so it all has a special meaning to those folks in their heart, because they, you know, who else would want to stand out here on a cold, snowy night welcoming people to see Christmas lights other than the great volunteers that it means so much to. For us, it's lots of local volunteers, and we have part of our original group from all the way back when we started planning in 2012 are still involved. And so we also then have the local groups like the Rotary and the Kiwanis. Those groups will take a night, you know, and their clubs come out to help do the tickets at the gate. We use Iowa Wesleyan students and Iowa Wesleyan sports teams. The women's softball team spent 5 nights out here already this year working the gates and welcoming folks to the Festival of Lights. So it's a big group of volunteers, and it's the only way we can make it happen. Our very first year, we had about 2,600 and some cars go through on our first year. Now, if we go and jump ahead all the way to 2020 when it was COVID and everybody couldn't do anything except get in the car and come to the Festival of Lights that year, we had over 9,000 cars come through in our time that we were open. Now, last year we were just back to kind of a normal trend. We've grown every year, and last year we were over 6,000. So you take out COVID because it was kind of that oddball, but we have over 6,000 cars. Now, how many faces are in those cars? No idea, because we charge by the carload or the, you know, or the minibus or the limo or the tour bus. So lots of folks, and then we do horse and wagon rides for folks as well. So we have lots of folks that visit. But one of the things that's way cool for the Festival of Lights, and it gives us our count, is we do license plates by the county in the state of Iowa. 78 of the 99 counties came through the gate last year. Right now for this year, for 2022, the numbers are looking good. This upcoming few weekends is when it gets really busy before Christmas. And the last few years we've had it blocked all the way, traffic blocked all the way up the road to the 4-lane through town. So there's been some nights in the past few years where they've had, you know, an hour wait to get down here to go through. But everything's looking that well. Everybody likes to wait just for that little bit of dusting of snow. And unfortunately last year we had no snow the entire time. And so, you know, maybe we'll get a little snow and that'll bring them out. Well, we do other things besides the drive-through. Actually, our first 2 nights of operation are as a walk-run night. There is no cars. And on those nights, our electric trolley system actually gives rides through the Christmas lights. You go down to our log village, the prairie-style log village, and get cookies and cider. So that's how we actually open every year. We do have 2 nights of horse and wagon drawn rides where you buy the entire wagon. It holds so many different people. We put those on sale, and they're usually gone and sold within a day or 2. And so we have 2 nights of that. But one of the very cool things is the building that we're actually in right now. We dedicated it last year, which is our Santa house. And so at the end of the ride of seeing the Christmas lights on Friday and Saturday nights, you can come in and the kids get to tell Santa what they want for Christmas. Yeah, we need to thank lots of volunteers at Midwest Old Threshers, and especially for the Festival of Lights, all of our great sponsors. There's over 200 sponsors for this year's event, and so we couldn't do it with all their help and support, so a big thank you to those folks. So we hope all of you get a chance to jump in your car and drive down to Mount Pleasant and see this year's Festival of Lights.